Hi, I'm Elizabeth Wortluft. I teach tango here in Portland, Oregon. For those of you who've seen my other videos, thanks for coming back for another one. For new people, it's time to start on improving your technique. This is part 3 of my Milonga technique drills. Today we'll be doing lateral crosses, pivoting traspies, and a couple other things I didn't get to in the first 2 episodes of this. Sorry it's taken me a while to get back to this. I've had a cold. I don't know if you can hear it in my throat, but I still feel a little bit froggy, and I just couldn't put off doing this for too long or I won't get around to finishing it. The first move we're going to work on today are lateral crosses. There's some great moves in Milonga that I also use in tango and valse to some extent that use a non-pivoting back cross. So normally if we're going to do a back cross, we pivot and then we step like a back ocho. In these, what I'm doing is I'm actually just replacing one leg with the other under me to do a move. These are really useful in Milonga because it's often, the music is so fast, it's really hard to pivot, and if you use these and lead them correctly, the follower can easily get through quick back cross steps that would not be easy for most dancers if you have to put the pivot in. However, you have to have the follower set up just right, and the follower has to know how to do these so that they don't hurt themselves. So I'll just show you from the side first. In a back lateral cross, I have to replace one leg with the other leg. So I don't want to swing my foot in and block my feet. I'm actually replacing one thigh with the other thigh. Now, a lot of times people pull their heel across their instep. This is where you can really get injured. So what you want to do is just do a very small pull in with the whole leg, like the world's smallest amage or voleo, to get the foot and the leg out of the way without hurting yourself. So, although we usually only use these to the follower's left in the dance, it's not impossible to do to the other side, almost impossible. You should practice both sides to balance out your brain. So, what I'm going to do is a back lateral cross, release my leg. Back lateral cross, release my leg. Back lateral cross, release my leg. And going back the other way. So I'm stepping behind, unwinding. Stepping behind, unwinding. Stepping behind, unwinding. I'll show you them across. What's really important here is that I don't turn in or out with my feet while I do this move. I'm keeping my hip joints in the same position. We talked about this in one of the earlier drills. So if I think about my upper leg staying in the same position as always, which you can see by putting my hands here on my legs, then it's easier to unwind. So I take a step, replace, unwind. Take a step, replace, unwind. Same thing back the other way. Look what would happen if I turned in. My legs would turn in here and my feet will get in my own way. So I want to stay the same V the whole time. Step and move. So I'm basically just letting one leg run into the other and replace it so I can put my weight down in as close to the same spot as I was before as possible. So I'm landing here, changing weight. Landing, changing weight. And the other way. Landing, changing weight. Landing, changing weight. It is really important here not to have your hips fall forward because that's when you hurt yourself by taking your heel right across your other instep. Ask me how I know. Keeping your hips aligned, your leg will naturally fall behind, fall behind, fall behind, and then you can speed these up for Milonga. And from the front. in contrast, using pivoting traspies so that you have a turn during your traspié is used a lot in many moves in tango, milonga, and valse. Because it's hard to do quickly, you really have to practice these slowly until you have them down correctly, and then gradually get them up to speed. So let's look at a couple possibilities of combinations you can practice, and then I'll show you a couple part way up to speed, so you don't feel that you have to do these right away as fast as possible, because every mistake you make seems to get bigger when you're trying to go faster. So really first get that neural pathway we've talked about before into your brain. All the muscles have to know what order to fire in. They have to know how to get to where you're going before you can possibly speed it up. So practice for probably a couple weeks at least before you can really do these quickly. So be patient with yourself, do it correctly slowly, and you will do it faster in the end. If you just try to go fast right from the beginning, these will take a lot longer to get better at. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.